Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a little business Q&A all about mine and Charlotte's brand consistency, and we've got Charlotte on a Zoom call. As you know, this is what we have to do during lockdown because we can't do, what's the word, a physical...
real life collab.
Yeah, we can't collab in person, so it's via a Zoom call. And basically we're going to answer some business questions that we've had over on Instagram. We've said we'll do it for a little while, so we're finally getting the video done, and we're going to do it in two parts. So one part is going to be on my channel here and the other part is going to be over on Charlotte. So if you want to watch part two, that will be in the top of the description. We will just briefly, I think, first of all go through consistency. Like, I'm quite aware that a lot of people might have heard me go on and on and on about it, so we won't go into it in too much depth. But essentially, consistency is a brand that me and Charlotte launched a month ago today when you're watching this video. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's so fun. That's so fun.
Yeah, and it is a digital e-commerce and social growth brand. We've launched two products already. One of them is an ebook which is called The Beginner's Guide to Instagram Growth, and then we've launched a pack of 3 presets, which is our coffee collection presets, and they both sort of not go together, but they're in the same sort of collection because they were launched at the same time, which all falls under the Rise and Grind collection. Yay. Anything to add?
What was I going to say? Yeah, we wanted to create something that was digital because we thought it would be great. Obviously easily accessible for people to download straight away. There's no waiting around. We felt like we had a lot of like stuff to give and hopefully help other people, which is why we decided to write the book. We both love writing. We've both got blogs, and that's obviously what stemmed the whole sort of thing off, like the whole social media like world off, really, because that's all stuff was on creating our own blog. So yeah, that was sort of our starting point, and here we are today.
Here we are. It's crazy. It's escalated very quickly. We did say before that we sort of managed to push the launch forward a bit because of coronavirus and lockdown, because I think we'd be launching about now. I reckon we sort of gained like a month, but we managed to put in a lot of work and bring the launch forward a little bit, which was exciting. Yeah, a lot of late nights. It was a hard process. If you want to actually see, we both, well, I sort of vlogged, but it was a very stressful day. The launch day, I'll put that in the description because that gives you a little bit more of an insight to, like, well, it just gives you more of the excitement that we were feeling. Like, that was a good day, wasn't it?
It was.
Well, sort of stressful, but like good. Like, we both cried when we launched.
Especially the first 24 hours, that was just crazy. Like, seeing everyone like being excited as well. Like, we weren't expecting that.
We really didn't know how it was going to be, did we? We were like, oh, is anyone going to order anything? And then, like, our first order came through and we were like, the 24 hours following the launch, honestly, was like, I was living a different life. Is the only way to describe it. Anyway, we won't go into that too much.
Proudest moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely my proudest moment. But basically what we did is we've said, I don't know if I said this in this clip, we've said for ages that we're going to basically answer some business Q&As, and we've asked on Instagram and you guys have sent some in. So, without further ado, let's get into the questions. Right, okay, so who shall we start with? So, first question is, how did you get the idea of starting your business together?
Right, you can tell the story of how it became a thing.
Well, I just vividly remember being sat on your bed in your uni room, and we were like just being a bit like crazy as per usual. And I remember us sort of like throwing the ideas around a little bit, like almost as a joke. Like, it really wasn't that serious, was it, to begin with? Do you remember that day on your bed?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god, we should do it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. To be fair, we've always said that we wanted to do something together for a long time. Like, I'd say for at least a year, we've been saying we'd love to bring out something together. Like, it was sort of like a dream that I never really thought we'd actually put together.
Like, we'd often sort of like joke about it. Do you know, like, we'd be like, oh yeah, when we bring that out, or when we start our business, or like, it was actually a joke, wasn't it? Like, I used to say that to you, like, you know, oh, when we have our business together, and then we were like, why do we keep saying this and not doing anything? And then I think it was that night when we sort of said on your bed, we were like, wait, we could actually do this. Like, we could actually make this a thing. Yeah, and we got out your notebooks in your room. It actually makes me quite emotional. Because it's like, I can't believe we actually did it.
We've actually did it.
Sorry if I keep looking, by the way. It's because I keep looking down at you, but the camera's here. Yeah, it honestly makes me feel like I could cry a little bit. Does it you? Because even then, like, we were talking about it seriously, but I was still thinking, oh, imagine if we can make this work.
Yeah.
And now we've had a month, and it's been, like, the best month.
Yeah, like, it's done so much better than we ever imagined. Like, we obviously knew the stuff that we were bringing out we were so proud of. We put a lot of time and effort into them. We were worried that we wouldn't, like, no one would see it or, like, want to buy it. And then, obviously, when we started making orders and people were sending in their reviews and saying how amazing the products were, we were like, yay, like, we've actually succeeded.
It was a good feeling. It is a good feeling. It's still a good feeling. Yeah, so I think there's not really, it's always been a bit of a thing, really, hasn't it? And then that was the night that
nothing definitive, I don't think, until that night in my room.
Yeah.
And we started, like, putting ideas together. And then we were just like, right, let's just start writing, like, a really shitty version of what we want, and starting planning, like, all the chapters of the book and stuff, weren't we?
Yeah.
So exciting.
Like, I would love to see the original, like, Word document, the first, just the ideas. And do you remember that, like, weird notebook that we had at my house, where we were, like, drawing, like, like, names and logos and stuff? Not that we didn't really have a logo in the end, but, like, we were just doing all these crazy drawings.
Oh, yeah, I really remember it. I really remember it.
And, like, our visions.
Like, with the female logo. I'm dead. It was so crazy.
I wish that we had vlogged from
the whole process.
I would love to watch that back and see what we were thinking at the start. Like, not even to put on YouTube, just to have. I would love to just we should have taken more photos, you know, like all the late nights, like all the
with us with the notebooks, like at 3 a.m. at yours or whatever.
With, like, takeaway and stuff. Although a lot of it towards the end we had to do on FaceTime, to be fair, because of coronavirus.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Like, we did a lot of work through like, honestly, I think we spent about 8-9 hours a day on FaceTime to each other. If not, probably more. Yeah. I don't know why I said 8-9 hours.
I actually would want to know how many hours we've
because we'd do it a few times through the day, then I'd call you at about 7 or 8 and we'd work till about 4.
4, yeah.
So bad. We went off a bit of a tangent.
We're both a lot more productive in the evenings. Like, I know a lot of people will be like, Jesus, like, why are you doing it in the day? But we both prefer, like, doing stuff like that in the evening, so it worked really nicely together that way.
Yeah, because imagine if one of us was I'm going to move the laptop here so it's a bit closer to the camera. There we go. Yeah, imagine if one of us, like, just wasn't up that late and you're like, I can't do it. So it works well that we're in sync.
Similar.
Yeah. So I think we went off in a little bit, but yeah, that was kind of that was the evening that it all stemmed from, and yeah, it just sort of happened. Next one is, how did you come up with the name?
I would love to again see all of the ideas or hear all of our ideas that we started off with.
Well, it initially came from the whole female. We were going down a, like, female empowerment kind of route, weren't we? And then I don't know if you'll know, if you've just seen the website, we're just called Consistency, but if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see that the cis is actually, like, separated with hyphens. We went through, like, not hyphens, underscores. We went through, like, a massive debate about whether we were going to have the underscores throughout the brand and things like that, didn't we? Like, we went through that for so long, and I think on the website we just decided to colour the cis instead, because we thought it just looked a bit visually a bit better. But yeah, it still follows, that's where the name Consistency comes from, because of the cis in it and, like, sisterhood and
yeah, so we obviously both believe in, like, female empowerment. Like, that was, like, a massive thing for us. We wanted to like create a community as well as a brand sort of thing. And then I'd also say the whole word consistency. We wanted a one-word brand, I think we said that.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's consistency also ties in with all the social media stuff. Like, you have to stay consistent in what you're doing, otherwise you're not going to be able to, like, grow and flourish, I believe, anyway.
Yeah, so true. So true. That's literally me when I, like, don't upload. But yeah, I forgot to even mention where, like, actual consistency came from. And, like, it was just silly things. Like, we wanted a name that, like, we like to say. Do you know what I mean? We're just looking for, like, quite a powerful word, weren't we? And yeah, we just said that and it stuck. So
I actually love it. I actually really love it. when I think about it.
Yeah. I like that it has the sis in it. That's my favourite bit. Obviously, you can tell because I went on like a whole sis. What's your fave preset out of the bundles? Now, this is interesting because you might have seen us speak a little bit about the presets before. So my feed is pretty much solely iced. Well, if you don't know about the presets, there's 3. They're all in the coffee collection, so they all have coffee names, which we thought was really cute. We have
and ideal, because I feel like if we weren't in lockdown, we'd have been doing this whole consistency product in a cafe, because that's both of our dreams.
Yeah.
Like, we love like sitting and chatting over a coffee or working over a coffee.
100%. Like, that's like our main thing, isn't it? Coffee, really, like our main common interest.
It would only make sense to have a coffee collection.
It's very us. We wanted something that kind of reflected a little bit like a little piece of us, especially for like people who know us. But the 3 names are Iced Frappe, which is our sort of like lightest preset. And
white,
it's sort of,
I think it's really like exposing, not exposing, but
it's the brightest, and it sort of turns your blues a bit tealer, and it sort of brings out the oranges a little bit. Is how I describe
it. I'd say it's really good pinks as well.
It's just it's by far the brightest. They're all fairly warm, which sort of ties in with the coffee thing as well.
Great for selfies.
Yeah, my whole feed is Iced Frappe. This is basically how the preset sort of came about. Is I use Iced Frappe, and you switch between 2, which is oat latte and cappuccino. I'll let you talk about your 2.
So cappuccino I created, I think when I was in Bali, or maybe just at one point when I was doing a bit of a crazy like travel summer. I just felt like it brought out lots of like the warmer oranger tones, especially I feel like all the places I went to abroad had a lot of like orange, like terracotta style roofs. And like
it's very rich. Do you know what I mean? That's how I describe it. It's like, really like rich.
And I feel like cappuccino as well, like sort of brings out like smaller details in the background. I can't really explain what I mean. You'll probably be able to see from the photos on our feed. But I just feel like it really brings some like the colours of a photo to life. It's great for like travel pics and like stuff with lots of colour. I just find that that's where I tend to reach.
It's really good for like a tan as well, isn't it? And stuff like that. Like holiday pics always look really good.
And then oat latte is something I've been using a lot since home shooting and being back inside my house. Like just something with a little bit of a grain.
The grain running through oat latte is nice.
I love that.
And I love that we have it's the little things, like I love that we have the grain on the oat one. I don't know why, like something about it really like resonates with me, like the oat latte, like the grain of the oat. It's like it really, I love it. You can tell, honestly, like we've poured our hearts into this, haven't we? Like every minor detail like that we've considered.
I remember, like we hadn't even written the book. We were like, right, oat latte. We were like, right, this is the name of one of the presets. Like we hadn't even finished writing the book.
Next question. This is a nice short one. How much are the products? So, like I said, we've got 2 products. The ebook is £12 and includes 48 pages and 5 different sections, which also have like templates and examples and little bits like that, and lots of fun bits. But if you want to see more, check out the website. Right, sorry about that, my camera cut out, but where were we? So the prices of the presets.
Yeah, presets are £8. We do have a bundle discount code though on at the minute, so if you grab both the presets and the ebook from the Rise and Grind collection, then you can get them for £16, which is amazing. Yeah,
20% off, and the code for that, if you are interested, I'll put on the screen now, but it is Rise and Grind. Don't know where we got that name from. Yeah, but if you're interested in that, that's the code. Save you some dollar. This is an exciting one. Right. What's next for consistency?
Right.
Would you like to know?
We could potentially, not to give anything too much away, but we might be launching something next week.
We've got a few mini things. Well, not mini, they're kind of big in their own sense, but a few, so hard to say, like a few campaign things.
That we've
got going on, which we're excited to see your reactions for. We've got a few products in the pipeline.
Yeah, not as, we can say like it's not as a collection like how we had before. It'll be like separate launches of different things.
Yeah. But yeah, we're very excited for them. And yeah, is there anything else we can say about them?
No, I think
Yeah.
It's not long until they're launching. Like next week is one of the launches, so
Yeah, there is something going on next week. So all of our updates we post mainly on Instagram. We have technically got a Facebook and a Twitter, but Instagram is where we're really active.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in like what we're bringing out, what we're doing, Instagram is a place to be for all like the updates, the countdowns, everything like that. So go and check out our Instagram, and that will give you a little bit more info and let you know about all the new releases and all of that. Right, should we do one more?
Yeah.
And then we'll do some on yours. Interesting one. This is more like business related and not so much for us. Did it cost much to set up the business?
Oh, that's
Quite
a very
an
good
interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. So we had to, obviously working together is great because we were able to split the costs and obviously split the workload as well, which has worked both in our favour, but then obviously that means we have to split all of the money that we do get as well. So obviously there are pros and cons of like starting a business on your own or starting with a partner.
Definitely.
I personally have loved every second of it, and
I can't imagine doing this on my own. I think I would have had an actual breakdown. I had a breakdown with you, never mind without you. Yeah, we work very well together anyway, like aside from, I know most friends would say that, but I mean we really do, we think very similarly, don't we? So there was never really any problems with anything like that, was it? I think working together really worked in our favour. But anyway, that's a bit of a sidetracked thing. Money-wise, obviously our products are digital, so there wasn't like material costs, if that makes sense, that we didn't...
Which is obviously handy for us, which means there's less expenses.
However, there's probably behind the scenes costs that you might not realise, like setting up a website costs money. The tools we needed to do the things, so like presets, we needed Adobe Lightroom on a laptop, Photoshop, things like that, they all do cost. So there's like little costs that you might not necessarily think of straight away. But there's, well, I say little costs, it does mount up. But yeah, there is still costs even without physical products.
And also like all of the background research as well. We needed to make sure we had like a certificate so that all of the payments were going through correctly. Like there were a lot of little details that we've learned along the way, which have been great.
Yeah, we've definitely learned a lot about like starting a business and things, haven't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, so no sort of physical costs. No physical costs. That too. No physical costs in terms of like materials, but there was a lot of like online costs for us.
Yeah, like subscriptions to things like Lightroom and that, and then as well as buying our website and sorting all the stuff.
Yeah, so there was little costs like that. So if you want to hear more goss on the business or just hear more about things we're creating, etc., I will link Charlotte's video at the top of the description, so head over to there now. If you do want updates on all things consistency, like I said, Instagram is the best place to find us and like find out about what we're doing, but you can also go and support us by heading over to our Twitter and Facebook. The website link, if you do want to shop, I'll put on the screen here. It is www.consistencyshop.co.uk. Don't forget you can use your Rise and Grind discount for 20% off if you want to buy both. And exciting news, exclusive discount coming right to you. As I mentioned earlier, it has been 1 month exactly today since our launch date, well, when you're watching this, which is crazy, like we said. So we're doing a little special, how should I call it, like a flash discount. So if you put in the code
Hump Day Treat,
it'll get you 10% off, and that's off either or, so you don't have to spend a certain amount. You can get it off the presets or you can get it off the ebook. And yeah, just as a little 1 month, happy 1 month birthday, consistency. Woo, our little baby's 1 month old.
We felt like we had to do something and give something back in that sort of sense.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you make the most out of that offer. All the links for everything consistency will be down below. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this vid. Hope you saw a little bit more into the business life. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.